Good evening, Busy Bees. It's Simply Sugar here. This is your evening news rundown for Tuesday, September 23rd in under 5 minutes. At the United Nations today, President Trump delivered a fiery speech that lasted nearly an hour, though it was just scheduled for 15 minutes. Now, he can only speak in 15 minutes or less if it's involving this person. What is this, by the way? Wow. Well, it's a statue that was erected in front of the Capitol of Donald Trump and his BFF, Jeffrey Epstein. You know, they're celebrating, I think it's BFF week or month. This is hysterical that someone actually did this. Trump rails against climate change and immigration, of course. During his speech, he called climate change the greatest con job ever, which is interesting coming from a convicted felon. Labeled renewable energy suicidal and framed immigration as an existential threat to Western nations. I think the world is starting to see what and who the threat is. Weapons for NATO and Ukraine. Trump, in a switch, has said that the U.S. will send more weapons to NATO and Ukraine while pushing America First values and accusing the UN of being ineffective. A chaotic delivery it was. The speech began with a teleprompter failure, forcing Trump to ad-lib and included sharp attacks on Europe. It was very embarrassing. The attacks on other European nations and other nations, period. He attacked global institutions and his political rivals, as always. He also said that he was the greatest person on the face of the planet, and he deserves all the awards, and no one ever bothers to thank him. Moving on, both Sinclair Broadcast Group and Nexstar Media Group announced they will not air Jimmy Kimmel's show. So about 80% of the U.S. won't even be able to tune in. They'll be watching Family Feud, I guess, or whatever they decide to put in that time slot. You can stream it. My suggestion is just to stream it on YouTube. Give Jimmy Kimmel his viewership, and otherwise don't give any money to these two broadcasting groups. Now, Nexstar is supposed to merge with another broadcasting company called Tegna, and the FCC wants to allow this. Now, this would move Nexstar's competitive edge to over 80%, or about 80% of the market, making it a monopoly. Critics say this amounts to corporate censoring under political pressure, this blackout, and what viewers can do. Well, you can call your cable companies to demand access. You definitely should do that. Put the pressure where they can put the pressure on these other broadcasting companies. File FCC complaints. I know we were saying the FCC is down with this blackout, but they're not down to receive so many complaints. So if we could just clog their web service, that would be good. Again, you can stream on YouTube, Hulu, or ABC.com. My suggestion is YouTube if you're asking my 2 cents. According to Telemundo and video evidence, ICE agents used a 5-year-old child as leverage to detain her father. It's on video. It's all over the internet. It's all over Telemundo News. The report has sparked outrage from immigrant rights groups, calling it a violation of basic humanitarian standards. But we know that they don't consider us human. In other news, President Trump confirmed he will not meet with Democrats regarding a funding deal to avoid the government shutdown. Meanwhile, House Speaker Mike Johnson has now canceled the chamber's last 2 working days of this week. I mean, that's what you do in a crisis. You just say, you know what? To hell with it. We're not working. I'm Simply Sugar. That's your evening news rundown. Please stay safe, stay smart, stay informed. Leave me a comment, like, share, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.